In this lab, we're going to be taking a look at density from a slightly different perspective. We're going to be doing graphical analysis. And so for a graph, we're going to need some data. So to get data, we know that we're always going to want to organize our data. So first and foremost, let's get ourselves a data table. Okay, just need a basic T-chart. That's all we need. All right. And then let me undo that. Okay, so we have here our balance. You know how to read a balance. You know that this first scale here is your ones place, and then your tens, and then the hundreds place, right? And so you know how to move the dial until the zero, till the mark right here, this arm that has the white line is marked right there at that zero. It's balanced out at that zero, right? And we've discussed in a previous video how to adjust it using this dial right here up front, right? So you see here I've got the balance. Obviously we're going to be taking mass readings. And then we'll be taking some measurements using our graduated cylinder. And if we remember a graduated cylinder, we use this to measure volume. So obviously here's two pieces of data that we're going to be measuring. We'll be measuring mass of some type of matter and the volume, okay? And then you'll notice that this has a little piece of putty on it. I could have gotten like some washers. I could have put anything on it. What I've done is adjusted the mass of this for a reason. And everyone who's going to be in a group, every student group will have a graduated cylinder, the same type of graduated cylinder, but what will be different will be how much putty is on your particular graduated cylinder. So this is where good, accurate, and precise measurements are going to pay dividends, because if those are not correct, then it will throw off your calculations, and your final results will be thrown off as well. So the easiest thing to do, graduated cylinder, obviously we need some volume. So here I've got a beaker of water. You won't have a beaker of water. What you'll have is your faucet, and you can just fill that up. Just read the instructions, and you'll know where to get started. So I don't have instructions in front of me, but conceptually we just know we need some water in here. But before we do that, we will place our graduated cylinder on here. We will balance out the scale at this point here, make sure it's balanced out, the balance arm is level. And then at that point, we're going to record the mass. Make sure you use the correct number of estimated digits. All right. And for this scale, remember, we're at the 100th place for this type of scale here. That's where our estimated digit is, right? Good estimated digits. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to record the mass of the empty cylinder. Okay? It's the first thing you're going to do. After that, we've got a T-chart here. So T-chart basically means X and Y, which implies, if we think about it, let me get this out of the way. If we have X and Y, I have a T-chart, this implies that we are obviously going to end up having to make some sort of graphical analysis on this, right? So with that said, we've got to ask ourselves, X is our independent variable, Y is our dependent variable. Y is basically that function of X. In other words, Y is changing according to what is happening with X. And so you're going to have to ask yourself, X and Y, two variables, mass, volume, which one of these is the one that is the X, which one is the Y? That's for you to decide when you're in lab. All right? So I'm not going to tell you that here, but we just know that we have two variables, mass, and we know that mass is going to be measured in grams, all right, lowercase g, and then the volume for our fluid, for in this case we know it's water, the volume, we know that that's going to be measured in milliliters, okay? We know it'll be measured in milliliters. So the first thing you do, step one, get the mass of your empty cylinder. Then after that, you're going to take some water. You will pour a certain amount of water in there. It doesn't matter how much. The instructions tell you to start at a certain point and then to add a certain amount from there, but it's up to you how much you get. And so now that you have the water in here, you're going to get up and close. and right there where the meniscus is, you're going to get level with the ruler, with the scale that's on here, and looking directly at the meniscus, that lower middle part. You're going to make a very good reading and make sure you get your estimated digit. And as we've already said, for this particular scale, we said it was in the hundredths place. You have to look at your graduated cylinder and decide where is that going to be at. I'll let you figure that out. Okay, we've already had lessons on that. So this is where I'm going to see from you good application of some previous skills that we had, that we've been taught, that we've looked at. Significant digits, accuracy, precision, all that is a part of everything that we do all semester. So if you're unsure or unclear about that, make sure you go back and look at the other videos, and that'll help you out. And then you're going to do this several times. So you're going to record the mass of what this is. You're going to put the graduated cylinder that still has the putty in the water. You're going to put it on there, and you're going to record that mass reading, and you also need to record the volume reading. And again, you have to decide which one goes where. Which one mass is it the X or the Y? Is the volume the X or the Y? That's what I want you to decide. And then your instructions tell you, you go in and add a certain amount more, and then you repeat the process. And you're going to do that for a total of 4 readings. So you're going to get 4 mass readings. Okay, you're going to get a total of 4 mass readings, and you're going to put those on here. So when you're done, you'll technically have 5 mass readings. The first mass reading is the cylinder empty, and then the second, third, and fourth will be with the graduated cylinder where you keep adding water to it, and each time you get a mass reading and you record that volume. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll have all the data you need. Go back to the instructions, and then you're going to start processing it. And there'll be another video where I show you what our process data can look like. And in that video, it's not going to be perfect. There will purposely be error in it, because when we make mistakes, that's one of the best ways to learn. So definitely be looking out for that video. Hope this helped. Take notes, come to class prepared, and I'll see you soon.